my microphone's picking you up too. Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3.
I'm Alex Miller. This is my brother Tim. We're twins, and this is Twinfluenced. Let's get started.
First of all, thank you guys for listening to our first episode. We have a lot of great feedback. Shout out to our new mics. Sorry for this. This is a low budget production, so unfortunately, we had to. Sometimes quality has to be cut for cost, but we upgraded our mics to really not have such horrible quality. So hopefully these work out better. Hopefully it's semi better. Hopefully it's beyond better. Hopefully. Speaking of hopefully guys go to Apple Podcasts and review our podcast. Give us 5 stars if you haven't already. Shout out to Iceman. He says, I like 5 stars. I enjoyed the content. Need to hear more. And to that, I agree. You do need to hear more. If you haven't left a review, please leave a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. While you're there, be sure to follow the show, Twinfluenced. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Twinfluenced. Follow us on TikTok at TwinfluencePod. Follow me on TikTok, Alex James Miller. Would you like to plug your TikTok?
No.
Okay. Follow us on Twitch at Twinfluenced. We will have Twitch coming soon, setting up in the works. Yeah, but we'll get there. And with that, we'll just get right into it. And Timmy, the floor is on you. You're on the floor. Get on the floor. What's that song?
That's J-Lo.
Yeah, the floor is yours.
Okay, great.
Finally.
Let's start with talking about Sonia Morgan from The Real Housewives of New York. Recently, she's been in the press a lot. So earlier this week, she was called out by the restaurant owner Maxwell Tucci because that's his name. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, but I'm assuming it's like Stanley Tucci. And she had like a $1,000 bill at this restaurant in New York, and she thought the meal would be comped, but it wasn't. So she like basically dined and dashed, and so the owner called her out and was like, "You didn't pay this bill." And I guess she had brought like this group of people to all like go to this restaurant with her. And I guess she told them that like, oh, don't worry, like it's paid for basically, or like they're going to comp it. And she is allegedly quoted saying, "I don't pay. People pay me to eat at their restaurant." And then
That's crazy. That's really crazy.
But the owner did DM her earlier, prior to this, inviting her to eat at the restaurant. Like, oh, come. I can't remember what the exact one was, but basically he definitely invited her to like eat at their restaurant whenever she was in town. But I didn't pick up on that it would be like a comped meal. I think it was like just him promoting it and
like trying to get her into the door.
Yeah.
And
then but then there's this whole thing of like her stance on Twitter saying like, she's redeemed. See, they told her they would comp it. It's like, no, they didn't. But I guess she paid the bill once she was called out, because it has been,
she paid the bill. I saw she sent, like a week later, she like mailed them a check or something, but she's still banned.
Right. And then more recently, and this one I am like I read conflicting things, but she was recently, like a couple of days ago, in Palm Beach this time, taken out of a restaurant again, this time in an ambulance, So the story that she says is that she was helping an elderly patron who was in distress, and so she didn't want to leave them until she knew that they had like medical care or something like that. And then she says that she called the police. And then the police got there and they issued her a trespassing warning because she refused to leave. And then she was talking to the police for like 15 minutes. And they gave her a choice of like, either you go to jail or you go to the hospital. Because she says that she was helping an elderly friend who had fell down, but then she's the one that sustained minor injuries. So I think that
Did he fall on her? Like, or is she the elderly
that's
patron?
what I'm thinking. I'm like,
She's the elderly patron.
because she was wheeled out into the ambulance, so she chose the hospital over the jail. And then later on, this kind of goes back.
So she was drunk.
I'm assuming.
Well, it's Sonia Morgan, so she was likely drunk.
And then back to the bill, the $1,000 bill. Vicky Gunvalson from Orange County commented, "Don't go out to dinner if you can't afford it." And I just think that she should mind her own business.
Well, she was giving some insights about would this be a normal expectation about getting do housewives get their meals comped? Because for the most part, like, who gives a fuck about a housewife? Like, is this a normal thing for them? And they were basically saying, like, full meals, no, but, like, discounts, yes. Like, they said it actually is pretty common for them to, like, get a free dessert or a free drink or, like, a discounted rate when they go to restaurants. So it wasn't that far-fetched. I do believe that, like, it's very, very extremely plausible that Sonia Morgan just got up and left thinking that she was in the right. Like, the women of Roni are extremely entitled, and they think that, like, they just get stuff. They think they're a higher status than they are.
I mean, that's any housewife, though. I think that, definitely I would say the New York ones, probably. But I think Sonia just thinks she's a lot more famous than she actually is. And she's not the only housewife that thinks that. Do you remember when Jennifer Aiden had that whole thing in the airport? Okay. There was like a whole thing when she was at the airport arguing with the Jersey Mike's worker because she was ordering a sandwich or something. And then she, like, I can't remember the exact story, but she finished ordering and then she cut back in line to add stuff to her order. And so and there was a line of people, and so the worker was like, "You need to get back in line."
But to go back and ask them to your order is crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know how Jersey, I don't know. I have no comment on that.
Well, I don't like Jennifer Aiden. Anyway,
I stand Teresa.
You can like one and not the other.
Facts. Okay, so that's what else about Sonia. Oh, so let me give my 2 cents on Sonia. So the ambulance thing, I think she's the elderly patron that fell. I think that this is kind of classic Sonia Morgan. I think she's always kind of like a mess. Always a drunken slob, always falling, always never has her shit together. She's always looking to cut a deal. She's very cheap. What Dorinda would say, frugal. Like, they have no... Dorinda said something about how, like, the older housewives are, like, frugal.
They are.
Because they have no money.
Frugal meaning they don't spend.
They don't spend their money because they don't have enough. don't have as much money as they want you to think they have.
Right. My thing with Sonia is I feel bad for her because the show was clearly her main source of income, and I think that's why she moved to Florida. She couldn't afford to live in New York anymore.
That's everyone.
Yeah.
I'm moving to Florida. No, I wish.
And yeah, I don't have a lot to say about her other than I think this is just like a sad, like, cry for help almost. But it's like, what can you do?
What can you do? You could put her back on TV.
Well, I think that's the solution. I think she needs to just be crazy on TV and get it out of her system so that
and get paid to do it.
She doesn't turn.
Then she'll get free meals too because the show pay for your meals when you're filming?
I think it depends on the franchise.
Oh. I think they do. Okay, I want to give a little shout out to SZA because I've been seeing her on TikTok. She's doing her new tour. Have you seen this?
No.
She's just like really vibing, like she's going to like clubs and bars after, and she's like vibing, and she was outside one of her like little stadiums, and she was like signing stuff, and she gave like fans free tickets. And I'm like, I like SZA. I just like stan her. I like One of Them Days is one of the funniest movies ever, now streaming on Netflix. You should watch it if you haven't seen it. It's hilarious with Keke Palmer.
This is not sponsored.
Yeah, thanks, Timmy. This is not sponsored.
I want to give a shout out to Lizzo. I love Lizzo, and we talked about her last.
Love Lizzo.
Love Pink. And I think that she is underrated, and she was on Watch What Happens Live. I think she looked really good with the blonde wig.
Yeah, the blonde wig was good.
And I also want to talk about what she said on Watch What Happens Live. She was asked who was like someone that treats her different now that she's famous, and she gave like a vague answer.
Like a non-response.
Yeah, but she said it was someone she's worked with.
So you have speculation on who it is?
A lot of people said that it's Doja Cat.
Really? Yeah. Like Doja wasn't into her, but now she is. Yeah.
I could see it. But I feel like they both came into the podcast at the same time.
And to other news, it appears as if Justin Bieber is broke. He's, among all his other struggles, he has recently come out and said that, because he had recently sold his $200 million music catalog.
2022.
Yeah, a few years ago. But now he's made more.
He's made $0.
He's made $0. He made comment. The reason he come out and said that he was on the bridge of a financial collapse. He didn't say this himself. This was like people close to him that said this. And that like he has been like quoted as saying like the only thing he can do is sell it. Like he has no choice but to sell it. And these are coming out up now as Scooter Braun, who's the worst, is now saying, Justin Bieber, you owe me $8 million because I loaned you money. Because back when Justin Bieber, what was it, like 2 years ago, 2023 or something, when he has that health issue, like half his face wasn't
2022 when he sold it. I read that
it happened that was the same year as his tour.
Yeah, I read that part of why he had like financial loss was because the tour was canceled because of his health condition. Mm-hmm. So he lost a lot of money from that.
He lost a lot of money from that because he lost his advance. You get an advance for the tour.
I think
but that he had a forfeit. It was like a lot, tens of millions of dollars. But then he forfeited it because he had to cancel the tour. So what ended up happening was Scooter Braun then loaned him money, and now Scooter Braun's like, you owe me money, Justin Bieber's like, no, I don't.
Ron doesn't have any money.
But he doesn't have any money either. Scooter Braun's the worst. For those of you who don't know, Scooter Braun is the one that stole Taylor Swift's music without letting her buy it back herself. She tried to buy her own music and he wouldn't let her. But now we get the Taylor's versions, the re-records. Let's put an Easter egg. No, like, when we put Taylor Swift Easter eggs in this episode,
how would we even do that?
I guess Swifties will just have to look and see. Anyway, so my takeaway from this whole Justin Bieber story is that Scooter Braun sucks.
We knew that.
And clearly, fame just consumes people, because how are you so
for it to consume me?
How is he like so financially destitute that he has to sell his catalog? Like, he's just blowing through his money.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
I mean, that's our situation. But I do think that we should talk.
He's just always struggling.
Well, that's the
thing is, like, these are the people that are supposed to have it all. Their lives are supposed to be like great. They have the money, the fame, the family, but they're not happy. They got a lot of shit, and it's like,
I think there's a difference between like when you're an adult and you're pursuing like fame or like entertainment industry because like you're choosing to do it and you know what comes with it, or like even if they always say like, oh, you don't sign up for it, but you do, kind of, but still like you can handle it better. Whereas like he was a child when he became famous, and I feel like this is all just like a result of that trauma. Because, like, no wonder he doesn't know what to do with all his money that he had because he was so young. So, of course, he blew it all. And then plus the financial losses he had for stuff that, like, he could not prevent, you know?
Sure. Yeah, it's just, like, you hate to see him struggle.
For sure. And then, should we talk about the Mother's Day thing?
Yeah.
He was getting a lot of backlash because it was his wife's first Mother's Day, but then I saw that it was probably more in reference to his own mother.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that he probably could have been more mindful of it, but at the same time,
do you want to tell the audience what it was that he posted?
Oh, yeah, he said, "I hate Mother's Day," or something like that, right?
Right.
And it was... what's her name? Hailey Bieber?
Hailey Bieber.
Hailey Bieber's first Mother's Day as a mother.
Yeah, because she just had the baby.
And he's always shading her.
He is. And then he, like a few weeks ago, he was on live, and he was singing that song, trashing Benny Blanco. Have you seen that? It's just weird. Like, he just
I definitely think
something not right with him. He's not there.
It's probably not.
The 10-year relationship with Selena Gomez.
Yeah.
I think neither of them are
right. They probably still love each other, but they probably are just very toxic.
They are beyond toxic. They were always toxic.
Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco.
I'm sick of them too, and I don't even want to get into them too.
And I think Selena's very talented. I'm just kind of like, I think, did you see that?
Now they're fucked up.
Now we're really going off what we were going to talk about, but I want to talk about this anyway. Did you see that her nonprofit, her mental health nonprofit thing, like her mother had to take on a second loan on her home to pay the employees of Selena Gomez's organization, even though she's a billionaire, $1 billion.
I did not. That's crazy.
Yeah. And it's all about mental health, but I feel like it's like, to put it like, oh, see,
Selena Gomez, another one of those similar, not to drag her, Chapel Roan, where
just stop.
Where like your advocacy is based on your personal struggles when you're in a position to actually do other things, and it's like, how can you not pay your employees? That's crazy
Well, I think
for mental health.
it just shows that she's like not taking it seriously, you know?
I think she's too self-involved. And that's the thing with celebrities is they're too self-involved to take themselves seriously. To take anything else seriously.
Right.
Because they take themselves too seriously is what I should say.
Yeah, and I feel like there's so many celebrities that have nonprofits, and I feel we never hear about them.
Well, I plan on starting a nonprofit.
Me too. I'm good at
Tax evasion persists.
mine's gonna be to actually make change and be better for the world.
All right, let's move on.
I don't know what the next one is.
Walter.
Oh, okay.
All right, Timmy, thanks for that. Let's move on. Or you should say a thanks to me.
Thanks, Alex, for nothing.
That's crazy. Thank you, Timmy, for that.
You're so welcome. I'm happy to be here.
We're gonna pivot to Jenna McCarthy has come out and said that when she was doing the vegan diet, she had almost died. She felt like she almost died, and I feel like I'm using this as my PSA against the vegan diet. Or if you're gonna do the vegan diet, then to do the vegan diet correctly. Like Tabitha Brown, shout out Tabitha Brown. She has great recipes, vegan recipes that are actually like nutritious. Because the problem the reason that you feel like you're gonna die when you're doing a vegan diet or like your body, deteriorates is because you get anemic or osteoporosis because you're not eating the right vitamins that you would get in meat and iron.
Me, when all I've had is bread.
Right. So it's like you have to supplement that if you're gonna do it. And also, another issue I have with the vegan diet is if you are trying to replace your meat consumption with like impossible meat, so like plant-based meats like plant-based sausage or plant-based burgers or anything like fake plant-based stuff that's like in the freezer section or wherever we go to a store, that stuff's not really healthier for you or good for you at all because it's processed. It has additives, preservatives, and other chemicals that's like, you don't have that in real meat. So that's how my counter.
First of all, I want to bring up the fact that you use like Splenda and stuff, and I would say that is not necessarily a healthier alternative to sugar.
This isn't about.
I'm just think you're being hypocritical.
No, this is about people will switch to vegan thinking it's healthier, and this is me saying just because you go vegan doesn't inherently make it healthy.
Is me, Tim, saying just to clarify, that I think that the vegan lifestyle is like whatever. I don't really care if you're vegan, but I don't need to hear about why you're vegan. I don't give a fuck. And also, every vegan I know is vegan except they also eat chicken. So how are you vegan if you that is every vegan I know is like, oh, I don't eat meat except for chicken nuggets. So you're not vegan.
Yeah.
Literally every vegan I know.
Now we're gonna introduce a new segment.
Okay.
All right, you could. Why? What do you have to say?
My thing is, I think that it can be healthier for you because Tabitha Brown literally had a health condition, and she said that she literally felt like better once she cut out meat from her life. So I think everyone has to do stuff that works for them. So I think you can have a vegan lifestyle that is healthier for you, and you don't, and like,
but Tabitha Brown has fully she makes real recipes that are vegan, and she actually is taking into account what she's feeding herself and her family when she does it. Whereas my point is focused on like when you're just eating additive processed foods that's not gonna make it healthier, or if you're just eating veggies and bread or what. I don't even think you can eat bread if you're vegan because it has milk in it.
well, they have vegan bread.
Right, but it's like, so my point is like, be aware of what you're eating.
Well, definitely. I think more people need to be aware of what they're eating, regardless of if you're vegan or not. And I think that
I stand on that 10 toes down.
I think the FDA needs to be stricter. I don't think.
So you're Maha?
What?
You think the FDA should have stricter regulations over the generally recognized as safe food additives? You think that they should actually restrict what's put in our food?
Yeah. You don't?
I 100% do.
Let's end the podcast right now. I'm kidding.
And now we're going to move on to a fan favorite segment, Love It or Hate It. Timmy, would you like to start us off with what do you love or hate right now? Let's see.
Okay, love it or hate it, Benson Boone.
I don't love him or hate him. I will say the flip at the Grammys, I was really like, oh wow, he's like really pumped up. He's doing this whole flip. Then you realize that's his like routine. He does that at like every single show. He like does the flip off the piano. I'm like, this guy's a fucking poser.
Can you elaborate on why you think he's a poser?
False enthusiasm.
Inauthentic.
Inauthenticity.
Yeah. That's a lot.
It's not, it's not wowing us that you could do a flip if you're overly flipping. My thing with Benson, Lady Gaga doesn't lower herself down every show after singing the Star Spangled Banner. That was a one-time.
What the fuck are you talking about?
That was a one-time performance at the Super Bowl. That's what made it special. So you have this one-time performance at the Grammys and you're doing some boring flip that nobody cares about. Get over yourself.
Okay, well, I think that for him to backflip constantly, like you're constantly seeing him do it, like, yeah, it's overdone. But like, there are performances that are the same no matter what, because that's just like the choreography. But I do think that he gets a lot of hate that is undeserved, but because it's undeserved, it's deserved. Because there's so many people that get hate that,
how can it be undeserved that makes it deserved?
Not that it's undeserved, but that it's very arbitrary. You know what I mean? Like
I think his hate is arbitrary, and that's why I don't really get the hate. But I also don't get the hype.
Exactly. Like, I think
I'd never listen to any of his songs. I don't find them
I listen to
intriguing or enticing or
I listen to
something that catch my attention at all.
I listened to the Moonbeam Ice Cream song because I
hate that song.
It was stuck.
Love it or hate it, Moonbeam Ice Cream.
Low-key, I love it.
That's crazy. That's really crazy.
The lyrics don't make any sense, but
I hate songs that don't make sense.
The TikToks making fun of it were really, like, I was like, oh, this sucks. And then it was stuck in my head and I listened to it and now I kind of like it. But I think that he's just I don't know anything about him. And I don't know anything.
That's why I can't say that
I don't know anything he necessarily stands for or stands against. I think his whole aesthetic even is just like copying, like the 70s, copying Harry Styles. And I feel like he should make his own identity. A lot of people say he's like a Mormon who like, something like he's a Mormon and a
closeted Mormon.
They keep calling him a Mormon, so I'm assuming he must be.
I'm gonna move on. Love it or hate it, cyclists / bikers.
I hate them.
They think that no matter what they're doing, they think that they have the right of way. And it's like, no, you're a fucking vehicle. So when I'm walking, you don't have the right of way. You have to yield to me. Like I'm in a fucking crosswalk. You don't get to nail me while I'm walking. And it's like, you have to obey the rules of the road. Also, you can't like cut cars off. It's just annoying. I hate them. You can't ride your bike on the sidewalk in the city, and I don't think they know that.
My thing is when I'm like walking around my neighborhood and there's a cyclist and there's like the path. It's like a walk path or a bike path. Like you can ride your bike on it, but a lot of people walk on it. And my thing is the cyclists never slow down. And it's like, what if my dog decides to like jump in front of you last minute?
They never slow down. They never yield to anyone. They always. This was a really big issue at U of I. Like the bikers were constantly causing accidents because they would just not. They'd expect people to pay attention out for them, and they don't pay attention out for other people.
Did you see the video that went viral like a couple months ago? It was a car and a truck and a cyclist, and the cyclist like went out. I can't remember. It was like the cyclist went out into the street, and so the car like tried to veer out of the way, and then it hit the truck.
Wait, yeah, wasn't it?
Ran over.
Yeah. Wasn't this like the van? The video of the van?
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, like the cyclist completely like caused that whole crash.
Yeah.
The cars like crashed into each other, right?
Yeah, and then they ran over that guy.
Yeah. Yeah, that is the epitome of why bikers suck.
Love it or hate it, astrology.
Love it.
I hate it, and I think it's like fake. And I think that the idea that the month you're born, the time you're born, and like where the planets were somehow determines your personality is like kind of, I don't care about people who do it for fun and do it just to like, oh, it's interesting, or I want to see like if this aligns with me. I don't care about that. But the people who like really go around and think like, I don't know, that take it too seriously, it's like, it's ridiculous to me.
That's crazy. You're gonna get a lot of hate, I think. I love astrology. I think there's a lot of it that checks out.
I think maybe because I just don't identify with a lot of my stuff.
I very much identify with being an Aries. Very much.
I don't know. I just feel like I'm not into it personally. And I don't know. I don't want to hate on people who like it, but for me, I don't.
I love it. I'm very into it. I'm very into doing astrology readings, tarot readings based on your astrology sign. I'm all into all of
all
that.
Fun. I think tarot is fun, but I don't think it's real. But I think it's fun.
That's crazy. I make serious life decisions based on my tarot reading.
And I mean, that's kind of crazy to me. But maybe it's like it's like the people that do them on TikTok and then they pay them to do a tarot reading.
Yeah.
But it's like you're looking for someone to basically give you advice. And so I think in that moment, like you're looking for help in whatever form so like that's just how you're going to do it, I guess. So I feel like it's not necessarily the universe telling you. It's like you're just, I don't know. Like you get a card and you're like thinking, oh, this is what I have to do.
Well, whatever. I disagree. I think it's great. I think the history behind astrology is great. The study. It's just, I could watch YouTube videos for hours about it.
That's crazy to me.
All right, but speaking of YouTube videos, love it or hate it, Xbox streaming.
Hate it.
Hate it.
We could not figure it out, and we really, really tried.
First of all, you plug your microphone in the Xbox so that you can like speak while you're twitching, and then it's like, you have to have a Xbox approved licensed microphone set for the microphone to work on the Xbox, and then it's like you have to have Xbox approved webcam to show your video while you're twitching. It's like, this is bogus. Like, I have the stuff. Just let me use my stuff.
Love it or hate it, TikTok photo comments.
Yeah, so first of all, hate it. This is like this new thing. I don't know if it's new or if people just realized that they could do it, but all of a sudden, like, you can comment on a TikTok video a photo. Instead of just like typing a comment and leaving a comment, people are commenting photos. I hate it.
I ate it too. I was on TikTok last night and there was this. I went to the comments and the top comment was a photo of some
The photos are weird.
really creepy.
They're not really related at all.
Was not related to the content of the video. And
No, I don't like it. And I don't like the big blockiness of the comments. By going to the comment section, it's just to make sure that, like, I'm not fucking crazy and that other people are thinking what I'm thinking and typed it out. And it's like, I don't need blocks of, like, irrelevant, weird, freaky photos.
yeah.
Don't like it. In fact, I hate it.
This one's also TikTok related.
Yeah.
Love it or hate it, freeze-dried strawberry shortcake, and I have a lot to say about this. So,
Okay, well, first, I hate it because I don't eat strawberry shortcake.
I hate it. I hate the ads.
I've never seen.
I keep getting ads.
After this episode, I'll probably get so many, but I've never seen a single ad for this.
I keep getting ads on TikTok that's like, oh, I love this freeze-dried strawberry shortcake. This freeze-dried strawberry shortcake is so good. Blah, 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 blah. It's different people with this tub of freeze-dried strawberry shortcake on TikTok promoting it from the TikTok shop. The day that I buy anything from TikTok shop, let alone food, someone please shoot me, because I will never ever do that, and I will never buy food from a social media app to be shipped to me. That's crazy. What is freeze-dried strawberry shortcake? That sounds disgusting. I would rather just have a strawberry shortcake. And I think that this is a direct result of consumerism.
Everything is a direct result of consumerism.
I hate the TikTok shop. I hate sponsored videos.
You can't trust. I like the idea of TikTok shop, except for the fact that I know from experience that the reviews you can't trust because they're all skewed, because the companies, if you leave a bad review, the company will reach out to you and ask you to give them 5 stars in exchange for a full refund.
Well, it's like always, get it while it's on sale now. It'll be always on sale.
It's always on sale.
It'll never not be on sale.
Because the original prices are inflated so that it sounds like it's on sale.
And it's like, I'm sorry, I will never ever pay $60 for a stepper. My thing is, the stepper is like, I've never seen it at the same price. If you're on TikTok, you have seen the sponsored videos for the stepper with the little pulley things. It's horrible because I bet it doesn't even work. And
it's all cheap China crap.
Well,
all right, so I think that's it for Love It or Hate It. Thank you, Timmy, for that. Now we're going to move on to another fan favorite segment, that is Moral Dilemma. This is the segment where you can write in your problem or issue or moral dilemma that you're having to us at moraldilemma@twinfluenced.net, and we will answer your dilemma on the show and solve it. All right, are you ready for today's moral dilemma, Timmy?
I'm so ready. Let's get into it.
Hey, Twinfluenced team, huge fan of the show. You guys are awesome. I agree. So, I've got this kind of weird situation at parties. There's this sweet older lady who's always there, and she's super well off. But she brings containers in Ziploc bags to take leftover food home. It's not that she needs to, you know? It just rubs people the wrong way. She doesn't even bring a gift for the host. And she starts scooping up food before everyone's even had the chance to get seconds. It's like she already eaten her fill, and then she's basically creating a goodie bag for herself. It's definitely not that she's a bad person. She's really harmless, but it's definitely awkward. It feels a bit rude to everyone else. Any ideas on how to gently suggest she maybe hold off on the food grab until the party winds down a bit? I want to be nice, but I also want things to be less tense at these gatherings. Thank you so much for help, and keep up the great work. Best, Kate in Chicago.
I'm ready to answer it.
I think, what do you have? So, what is the answer? Do nothing, I don't think would work in this situation.
Is it her party? I don't think so.
No, this is a party that they're both mutually attending.
My thing is like, before anyone can get seconds, she's already taking food to go. I think that's crazy. And I think to bring your own Tupperware to take stuff home, that's a little crazy to me. But at the same time, I kind of respect it. I just think like she should just wait. And when everyone's done, when she's ready to leave,
Okay, but
when she take.
so how do you tell her to wait? Because that's the question. How do you tell her that she should wait until the party winds down a bit?
I think she just needs a friend to tell her.
But how? That's the question. How? So you don't have
I
an
think you
answer.
just
You started this,
just gotta rip the Band-Aid off and do it.
rip the band
And just be like, why don't you wait until everyone has finished eating, and then when you're ready to go, you could take stuff to go. I think you just gotta do it.
Hold on. This is a preemptive and subtle way to get the message across, where you have the host. Once the host brings out all the food and it's like, food's ready, dig in, then you'll say, so it's basically where the host will bring out the containers and you announce this. So you say, we'll have containers after everyone's eaten for people to take food home. I think if you're really her friend, then you wouldn't really care about. I guess this goes into the degree of close.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're really her friend, you could just tell her to stop doing that.
I think like you should just be upfront. You don't even have to say like you have a problem with it. If you just have to, can I speak? You just have to be upfront about like other people have this issue. Other people are like thinking the wrong way about you doing this. So maybe you should just dial it back a little.
Yeah, you could be like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Be like, Susan, hey,
I think you should be able to get all the food you want. But Jenna, that bitch, she's upset that her husband didn't get seconds yet. So maybe you should just dial it back. Maybe you should, you could start bringing a gift on her behalf if you really care about her.
No, that's not her. I don't think that's the dilemma. I don't think she cares how people perceive her. I think she just wants the behavior to stop.
I mean, the only other alternative is to just stop inviting her.
But if she can't, only the host can determine that. And maybe that is a solution. But like no warning, just automatic repercussion. How sweet is she? Maybe she's not actually sweet.
Is she?
Maybe it's a facade. She's like, these people aren't going to
really
say
something that bothers you. I think if people are thinking she's a mooch at the party, then maybe you have to stop feeding the mooch.
I agree. Just stop inviting.
But this is from two people who have no friends.
We don't get invited to parties.
Don't get invited to parties. So that's really where we're at.
I think that really what the solution is like you could either just bring it up or...
Because she wants to bring it up. She clearly wants to bring it up. So the issue becomes, how does she bring it up?
You just gotta rip the Band-Aid off and do it. And if you just gotta do it nicely. And I don't know how one does that, because I've been told I'm not nice.
I think you should wait until you see her getting her little goodie bags ready, and that's when
you should like make a...
And just be like, maybe like, hey, like, so-and-so hasn't like gotten food yet. Why don't you like wait an hour? Why don't you just wait till you're getting ready to leave to make your goodie bag? Something like that.
Or you could also go the hostile route and be like, oh, she's got her containers out already. Like,
That's
just start being like passive aggressive.
No, I think if you
Be like, damn, you starving? Got no food at home.
Passive aggression.
Yeah.
Sly comments.
Shame her.
I think you gotta catch her in her track. Stop her before she pulls the goodie bags out and just be like a nudge, like, hey, maybe you should just wait till um the end of the party when you're leaving. Maybe you could offer, be like, hey, why don't you let me help you pack up the food later once you're getting ready to leave. Something like that.
I also feel like
Of like a distraction to where you're not necessarily calling her out or making it known that like all these people think this, to where she might feel ostracized or get defensive. And also, if you're the host, what you could do is, I don't know, if you want to like, because it doesn't sound like the issue is people don't have enough food. It just seems like the optics. So what you could do if you're hosting is just pre-pack her food and give it to her if you cared about, but that's more about if you care about how others are receiving.
I don't.
Because she's saying she doesn't want the tension at the party. It's other people get upset seeing her bag it up. So if you beforehand just bag her up food and give it to her before she even goes in and starts scooping herself, it's kind of like an under the table thing.
Well, then you could just ask her for the containers and be like, oh, I can get this set up for you.
Yeah, you can ask her for the containers and then offer to
But
do
if you're not the host,
even if you're not the host, like if you're offering like, let me do this at the end of the party before you leave, that way she's not like, that way people aren't like, say you're like in line to get the food, you haven't eaten yet, she already ate and now she's in her goodie bags and she's bagging them. Now she won't be in line bagging it while people are still waiting to get their serving because you kind of took it from her and you like her like, let me handle this for you at the end.
I also kind of respect that she's like, I want to take food to go, so I'm just going to do it.
And I think, like, why not let people take food to go? I don't think the problem is innately that. I guess I don't know. Doesn't say what kind of party it is. It's just says parties. I feel like it's kind of normal to
I
like
don't think it's
just, but also it's like, are you taking like a week's worth of food home for you, or are you bagging up like maybe you really like that bun, so you're taking another couple buns. Maybe you didn't eat a slice of cake yet, so you're taking your cake home. So, and this kind of sounds like she's really taking some food.
It sounds like she's taking a lot, and just that she's doing it like while it's still being served, versus like whenever it's like time to go, where they normally start giving out food.
Yeah, I think she needs to be redirected. So, moral dilemma solved. If you would like your moral dilemma, consider it solved. If you like your moral dilemma solved, write into moral dilemma at twinfluenced.net and we will solve it. That brings us to our final part of the show today, and that is an exciting announcement. That is that we are announcing a Twinfluenced presents Twinfluenced Book Club. That's right. Each month we will read a book, break down the book during our regularly released episodes. So, Timmy, would you like to tell them what our first book is?
Yes, our first book that we will be reading and then talking about is Master of Me by Keke Palmer. She's the Keke, but not that Keke.
I'm the Keke, just not that Keke. Shout out Keke Palmer, also in One of Them Days. Great movie.
Yeah,
streaming on Netflix.
We love Keke. We could not decide on a book until we saw this at Target. So we're like,
there was an immediate yes. Like, this is the book so this is our first book for our book club. If you want to join along with our book club, feel free to. You don't have, buy the book. You don't have to buy the book. We're not sponsored. You could go to your local library, check it out. You can,
if they have it,
or you could just listen along when we break it down. We will be breaking down the book club on June 10th, the week of June 10th. That's when the episode for the book club will come out. So please stay tuned for that, and stay tuned to our upcoming books as well. So that's all we have today. Thank you so much for listening to Twinfluenced. I am Alex, your host, and Timmy is my co-host. He's also my twin, unfortunately, but maybe fortunately.
Wow.
And so, as I said at the beginning, you can like, comment, follow us on TikTok at Twinfluenced Pod. You can follow us on Spotify at Twinfluenced. You can follow us on Apple Podcasts at Twinfluenced. And you can follow us on Amazon Music at Twinfluenced. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Twinfluenced. You can also follow us now on Twitch at Twinfluenced, where we will be live twitching. We will get the dynamics down, and we will have live videos up for that. Maybe. And all our live streams will likely then be posted onto YouTube as well. Lastly, I want to say, if you want to, leave us a review to let us know what you think on Apple Podcasts. Leave us 5 stars. Tell us how much you love us. Review us on Spotify.
Or you can give us a 1-star review and tell us how much you hate us.
No, don't. Oh my God, no.
Give us a review.
Not a 1-star. If you hate us, give us a 4-star.
A 4-star is worse than a 1-star.
No, it's not. I support small businesses, and you should too. Give us 4 or 5 stars on Apple Podcasts today. Lastly, I want to say you can write into us directly by emailing twins@twinfluenced.net. To let us know what you think about our show. Let us know any thoughts, comments, concerns, question marks. That's all I have for today.
And me too. Bye.
Bye.